Hey everyone, I'm back, and today is not an eating show, it's a drinking show. I have the Labatt Pilsner Old label in the stubby container. I was at the liquor store getting a bottle of wine. I was going over to a friend's house, and I saw that they did the original packaging for these. I don't know if they came in stubbies back in the day, but they may have. But I remember this label, though, because my dad used to have this stuff and my uncle in their garage, so this brought back memories. So I thought, well, while I'm studying, maybe I'll get a case of these, and then I'll just enjoy my little beer as I'm doing my homework. But what a crazy past couple weeks. Where do I begin? I should preface everything by saying all the things that happen in my life right now are not the worst things in the world. Very first world problems. Well, one of them maybe not so much. But yeah, I've had to do midterms and stuff in the past couple weeks while also working. Get out of here! Go. See, every single time that I start filming one of these, he has to come and interrupt. So yeah, I've had midterms that I've had to deal with, and I really love what I'm learning about. I'm an international business major, just because I think it would be exciting to get into import and export, and plus I have a fair amount of business experience. Yeah, so I've been dealing with that. What else? So my supervisor at work pulled me into her office and said that they are looking for someone full-time for my position. So she said she was asking me about my schedule, and I was not expecting that at all yesterday. And so she just said, oh, well, what's your schedule looking like for spring and summer? And my original plan was I was going to register for a class in spring and a class in summer. And they're usually, I think, 2 days a week, something like that. And so I told her that, and she just didn't seem to be on board with it. She was just like, yeah. So I'm just like, okay, well, if I register for a class, like, am I not going to have a job anymore? So I don't know. I didn't know what to make of that situation. And I really like her, and I like everyone that I work with. It's not that. It's just, I'm just like, did I screw up at my job? Like, did I not do things correctly? And now they're just like, maybe we just want something else. To be fair, though, like, I'm sure it's true because they're hiring so many new people, new staff, so they need support in that way. And I mean, I'm only part-time because I'm a full-time student, so I can't really provide any support in that way. But I don't know. I'm always paranoid of people like using something like that as a front, like to get rid of me. I don't know. Just because the past 2 weeks I've been absolutely exhausted, and like dealing with different group work stuff and staying up all hours. Get out of here! Go! Go! Go sit down. Go! Go sit down. Go. So, yeah, like, I've been getting no sleep, so I've probably been making a lot of mistakes at work, and I don't know, I'm just like forgetting things. Maybe I'm not caring so much. It's not that I don't care, it's just like I'm so tired that I am probably useless there. So um, maybe I should be working a lot faster than I am. I'm doing my best with the amount of energy that I have. I'm very sleep deprived, which I'm trying to fix, but there's just not enough time in the day right now. So I was thinking about that, and like it was stressing me out because I'm like, well, crap, what am I gonna do for money while I'm in school? Because I own a house, so I need to figure out how I'm gonna pay for it. This city, I tell you. It's like you think that you have, like, everything's just starting to smooth out and you're starting to, like, feel stable and, like, get in a rhythm of things, and then boom, you're back to where you started. The city is like quicksand. Like, you never have a steady foothold in a job here if you're working in oil and gas. It's just, I don't know. I feel it's very transient. And, like, I try not to take that stuff personally, but I do. Just because I'm kind of sensitive that way. And I was just like, oh, well, maybe they just, like, don't like me and they're getting rid of me. I don't know. Because I'm paranoid that way. But at the end of the day, they're running a business and they need to take care of their business. And if I'm not fitting into that plan, I completely understand. Like, they need more support and I can't really offer them that. So they have their bottom line figured out. Like, they know what, and I was talking to my friend yesterday, and because I was stressed out, because I'm just like, this was a good gig for me. This was working for me. Because it was a good paying job that I could kind of, tailor my schedule around. But I was talking to my friend who's gone through all kinds of job stuff, job loss, job transition, like everything. So she's very seasoned. Excuse me. And she's like, honestly, you could drop dead tomorrow and they'd probably have someone in the next day to cover your position. And I mean, it's pretty real. My hair is driving me nuts. Oh well. That's a pretty real perspective on things. And I need to start thinking like that because I'm like, yeah, they're running a business. Like, they're not my friends. But I mean, like, I do like them. And so I think my feelings get mixed up in there. And so I need to just remove my feelings from that situation. And just say to myself, it's not personal. They're just running a business. But it also made me realize that I also have to take care of my bottom line too, and not accommodate other people all the time, because that's what I tend to do. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, I don't want to be doing what I'm doing 5 years from now. I want to be in a completely different field, and the only way that I can do that is with my school, and I need to get good grades and all of that. So I need to be looking after myself as well, and realize that, yeah, they may not fit with my schedule, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been very, very difficult to fit in a work schedule with my school schedule. It's definitely affected my grades this term, because last term I started back in November with them, and so I was getting like 90 and above on all of my assignments, on my tests, everything like that. And then this term, not even close. So I'm just like, okay, well, this is my ticket out of this industry. So either you're gonna say, okay, well, I'll keep focusing on this type of job, or I will focus on what I should be focusing on, which is my school, getting my degree, and then applying for my international trade designation, which is what I want. So I have to remember that, because I forget. and that I have to think of myself first and take care of what I need to do first instead of other people. Because that's, again, something that I tend to do for work. Because I'm just like, oh, well, I need to make sure that, it's working for them. Like, no. They're not friends of mine. They are people that hired me. But as I said, I really do like them, though. They're a really, really good bunch of people. Best people that I've actually worked with at any place that I've worked in my career. So, really fantastic group of people. It just sucks because I really wanted to work part-time during school there, but I can't, probably. Because she made it very clear that in fall they are wanting full-time. So I think that was kind of a warning, like as in, you're going to be in school and we understand that, but we need someone full-time. So I don't know. But again, maybe it's a ruse. Maybe they just don't like me and they're using that as a way to get rid of me. I don't know. So what else? Oh yeah. So anyways, now I'm just not even taking that personal. So I'm just going to start looking for different things that I can do for work, because really it comes down to money, and I can do that. I can figure out how to get a job during school, and pay for my stuff, pay for my bills. It's just stressful because, as I said, it's very nothing is permanent. That was the other thing that my friend was saying yesterday. Everything is temporary. So you just kind of have to accept that too. And I'm like, aha, yes, everything is temporary. So I'm looking around at places that would fit in with my schedule. I don't even care what the job is, but just so that I can do my thing and save up for school if I can. So I haven't been able to watch any of my normal YouTube subscriptions that I watch. But I've just been seeing... Get out of here. Go. Get out of here. Go. Get, come up here. I have my laptop sitting here and he wants to jump in my lap. Like, where is he going to go? No. Go. Go lay down. We just came back from a car ride. If I say those words, he just goes insane. I had to go to the store. I had to print off some things. I don't have a printer because I honestly think that it's cheaper to just print off things at Staples than to buy a printer because of the ink. A friend of mine actually will buy a new printer every time she runs out of ink because it's cheaper to buy a new printer than to buy the ink. I just won't buy a printer because it's just too expensive. Like the ink and stuff like that. So anyways, I had to print off some stuff, and since I'm doing assignments tonight, I picked up a Easter bag of Reese mini peanut butter cups. It's my favorite thing about this time of year is you can get those little bags of Reese minis. Love me some peanut butter. But yeah, so I've been taking a little break, and I saw in my YouTube feed all this stuff about Tati. If you don't know Tati, she's a makeup guru. She's had a channel for I think 7 or 8 years. I used to watch her, but then I don't know, she's just not interesting to me. Like, she reviews things, but I don't know. There's other people that I prefer watching over her, but she's very, 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 very popular on YouTube. I think she has 4.5 million followers. She seems like a nice enough person. She's beautiful. Makeup, hair, like, she's always glam all the time, and I'm envious of that, because I wish that I could just get up in the morning and, put in hot rollers, do my makeup. That never happens these days. But yeah, so she had just come out with a beauty vitamin, and it was the biggest scandal on YouTube, which is funny to me because I'm just like, what? Because I kept seeing all of these related videos to Tati and like this product that she launched. And I had, like, as I said, I haven't been watching any of my YouTube lately, so I decided to, like, I watched her launch video. And then underneath it, there was a response video to all of this scandal that had come up since. And people were really upset that she had come out with a beauty vitamin. And they were like, oh, well, how do you know that any of this stuff is safe? How do you, why would you come out with something like that when you know nothing about it? You don't have a science background, blah, 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 blah. Like, people were mad. People were shook. And so I was just reading through the comments, and I'm just like, whoa, I don't even think she deserved that, actually. Like, she can sell whatever she wants. But then I watched her response video, and that was just a bad idea from a business point of view. She's a business savvy lady. I'll give her that, but she doesn't have any formal business education, and sometimes I feel like that would help some of these people, especially with marketing, because just from knowing her channel and her audience and that product that she launched, that was a really big mistake, because she didn't think of who actually would. Number one rule of selling a product: who is going to buy it? Her audience, which I think is up to 4 million or something like that, are the people who would buy it. And so she is known for makeup. She reviews makeup, she reviews hair stuff. She is not known for health or supplements, any of that, nothing. So this kind of came out of left field, and her audience was just like, what? And it makes sense, because that's your brand. Your brand is about one thing, and then you launch something else completely different. So that was like, I'm just like, girl, like, did you do no R&D before you decided to launch this product? Like, did you not think that people would have a problem with this? Because this is not your typical thing. Like, and it was just a surprise too. Like, she hadn't really talked about getting into the supplement industry. But yeah, so YouTube just had a meltdown. I was so mad at her. But then, as I was watching her response video, she was kind of speaking in a way that was condescending, like as in, I know everything about business and you don't, kind of thing. And I mean, there was people that were, like on YouTube, not all commenters, but there's lots of trolls out there, and they were actually going after her mom, and someone had made a video about her. Anyways, so she was mad about that, and that's justifiable. But she was basically, yeah, her attitude was, I know everything about business, and how dare all of you think you know how to do any of this stuff. You don't know what work went into this, da-da-da-da-da. I'm just like, girl, you're not going to sell any of this stuff if you make a video like this. She should have just said, yeah, like, this is something that I'm passionate about. I probably should have been maybe more vocal about it. I wasn't expecting it to go left like it did, but I hope that you like it. She should have just left it at that. But then she started talking about the studies that were conducted to prove the efficacy of her product. And I mean, I'm no statistician, but I've taken some statistics. And she said basically the clinical studies prove that her product is effective. I'm like, oh, okay, that's where you lost me. That's where I balked. Because in statistics, with any sort of research like that, you can't prove anything. Anyone who's taken a statistics class knows that you can't prove anything with statistics. You can, what is the word I'm looking for? Support your claim, but you can't prove that something works. And like, you also have to have people, and like that's the thing. That's another thing too, is people in the comments were like, "Where's the studies? I want to see the studies." And I'm just like, okay, well, even if she posts the studies, you don't, like, just because a study says they did something doesn't mean that it's true or that it's effective. It just supports what they're trying to prove. But you don't know their motivation for publishing that study. You don't know who did it, like who pays their bills. And you don't know the statistical significance that they set for that study. So it could be between 1 and 10%, and if they're trying to prove something, it could be 10%, and they'll be like, yep, this stuff works. So anyway, this is really getting off topic, but when you're reading studies, don't believe just because it's published that it's true or that it's fact, because there are a lot of, and there's pressure to publish for these people that are, you know, coming out with some new beauty whatever ingredient that's supposed to remove all your wrinkles or supposed to moisturize your skin from the inside, whatever it was. But some of these companies have motivation to publish stuff like this because maybe they're profit driven, which is likely the case. Maybe people are trying to keep their jobs, which is also the case. Specifically, if you can remember back in the day, I think this was, yeah, I guess it was back in the day, maybe 10 years ago, when Jim Carrey and Jenny McCarthy were all about not vaccinating because they read a study that said vaccinations cause autism. And if they actually did a background check on how that study was done, I think it was a sample of 5 children, which is a very small sample. Oh, that's the other thing too. The study that she was referring to, she's like, oh, well, like, these people reported this, whatever. I'm just like, how many people were in this study? Was this representative of the people that are going to be using this product? Like, none of that was stated. So anyway, so yeah, with the autism study, that was a completely bogus study because it was, I think, 5 children, and it was conducted one time, and I forget what the time span, but the person who actually did that was not being ethical at all, because he was trying to get something published in order to make some kind of product. I don't know the full story. I just remember it from my statistics class. But anyways, this guy got arrested because I think he's in jail too. But from basically publishing crap and calling it true. So you never know from studies like what the actual truth is, unless the statistical significance is set at like 1%, where then that's pretty legit. But I would say stuff like this is definitely not. So she was just like, no, like, these studies that I had these people do and blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, no. So I just feel like her whole product launch was really poorly executed. I mean, she's rich anyway, so I'm sure it really is not going to hurt her bank account. But I really didn't like her attitude towards her audience, because I'm like, ooh, girl, you're not going to sell any of that stuff. So if you invested as much money as you said you did, you're not getting that back. So yeah, that was the YouTube drama that I was reading about today, watching. The other thing. So, last week we had a giant snowfall, and it was just crazy weather, and I had gone to Walmart to pick up some stuff, and I was coming back, and it was snowing. It was just crazy weather, and there was two snow plowing vehicles that were driving right beside each other, because they were both doing whatever, the plowing, yeah. And so they were taking up both lanes in the right-hand side. So there was just a huge train of cars that were behind these two vehicles. So I'm just like, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, it was annoying because they were just going so super slow. But I don't care. I'm not in a hurry to go anywhere. But the person behind me definitely was in a hurry. Because he pulled out into, like, the oncoming traffic lane and was like whoop, around these guys, and then pulled in front of the snowplow vehicles. The instant that he pulled out, there was a cop behind him. So it was like, woo! Like, it was classic. I'm just like, yep, this is exactly why you never ever do that. I'm like, how do you not know that there's a cop behind you? Whenever I'm driving, I'm always scanning for cops because I can't afford tickets. So I think it's more expensive if you get pulled over by a cop or something like that. I don't know. Someone was telling me that. And these cops here in Calgary, they show no mercy. I've never had someone, I mean, I don't get pulled over all the time, but the one time that I did, ended up getting a $450 ticket because in Alberta, you have to have proof of insurance, like a copy of your insurance in the vehicle somewhere, whereas where I used to live in Saskatchewan, you don't need to do that. So yeah, I got pulled over, and I didn't have that because I didn't know, and I was just like, sorry, I didn't know that. And they're like, yep, we don't care, $450, bye. So that was sad. But you could tell everyone in this lineup, after seeing these guys whip around the snow vehicles, everyone was definitely probably smirking in their cars. I was openly laughing because I'm just like, yep, that's exactly what would happen. You never know where those cops are. So anyways, I think that's going to be about it for me. I'm going to go back to doing my assignments. But I hope that you are having an awesome day. And I hope you're having a relaxing Saturday night. I feel actually really relaxed right now. Probably because of this. I'm also watching, I have a habit of when I'm doing assignments or studying, I have Forensic Files as my white noise in the background. And I find it relaxing. I know that's really, really disturbing probably, but it's for some reason relaxed. His voice is super relaxing. And it shouldn't be. It's kind of creepy, but to me it's relaxing. I don't know. I'm weird. But anyways, that does it for me. And I will talk to you later. Have a good night.